You just had to go and make it difficult, didn't you, Miami? You couldn't just coast through this a little bit, stay in the 1 seed, leave no doubt in the division. No, no. You just had to make these last 4 games just real exciting, didn't you? Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their 2 things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. This is Nate coming at you guys with a Miami Dolphins preview video. And I got to tell you guys, it's been a long week. I'm recording this Friday evening before the Dolphins-Jets game, and I am still not over what happened Monday. To blow that game is absolutely inexcusable. And I know in the picks video and the power rankings videos that are coming out this week, I say, now every team has a bad loss. That sucks that we got ours, man. It hurts. Hurts a lot. But at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins are 9-4. Let me repeat that. 9 wins, 4 losses, okay? Good for second place in the AFC. 2-game lead in the AFC East division. Everything to play for, everything right in front of us. All right, yeah, we're coming off of a bad loss. And yes, we just lost Connor Williams for the rest of the season, which is an absolutely brutal blow. What a weird game that was Monday, man. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We need to bounce back. 9-4, time to go. New York Jets, 5-8, coming off of a surprising victory over the Texans, where, yeah, if you only scoreboard watch that game and the Jets won it 30-6, you're like, oh my God, man, the Jets, it's a playoff team, and the Texans just got absolutely bodied by the Jets. Guys, that game was 0-0 at halftime, okay? Yeah, Zach Wilson had probably the best game of his career, and he did all of that in the second half when the Texans had no offense, when C.J. Stroud left hurt, when Nico Collins left hurt, when Will Anderson Jr. on the defensive side left hurt. It wasn't nearly as dominant as we may make it seem. I will say, good for the Jets, but at the end of the day, I'm not as impressed with that victory as others may have been. Now, these 2 teams have played once already. They played a couple of weeks ago on Black Friday in MetLife Stadium at the Jets Field, and the Dolphins beat them 34-13. Now, different week. Doesn't matter what happened a couple weeks ago. Everything matters. That's going to matter is happening right now. And what's happening right now is this injury report. If I can figure out where it is, it's this injury report. This is not pretty, guys. I mean, especially for Miami. That is a long list. And this will be the last time I talk about this player for the season on the injury report because he's not on it. And he won't be because he's done for the year, and that's Connor Williams. What a massive loss that is for Miami. PFF's #1 center this season. Sucks for him. Sucks for us. It's a huge loss all around. Last time I'm going to mention him. Needs someone to step up on the offensive line. Robert Hunt, still out, officially ruled out. Starting safety, Deshaun Elliott, ruled out. I mean, there's a ton of starters listed as questionable for this game. Tyreek Hill, Javon Holland, Teron Armstead. I mean, these are all difference-making players. Man, what bad luck we have run into. Like, every team has injuries, man. You can't complain about it. Okay, most people don't lose 4 starting offensive linemen. Most people don't lose both of their safeties. I mean, shit. All of the key positions where you do not, we've already lost our guards. We can lose a guard, but losing your center is tough, man, especially when he's playing so well. If Holland and Hill go, those are my 2 not X factors, but the 2 keys for me. If those 2 go, I love the Dolphins to win this game. If neither of them go, flip a coin. And whatever, you don't know what's going to happen. Flip a coin, see what happens. Jets, honestly, pretty healthy, especially for this time of the season. Several questionable players, including starting center Tittman, and then their first-round pick, McDonald, just popped up on the injury report with a knee injury, so we'll see what that does. But honestly, all things considered, man, definitely the healthier team are the Jets. One of the healthier teams in the league, I'd say. So good for them, keeping everybody healthy, So no real advantage for Miami there. It's tough when your injury report is that long. That is a hard thing to overcome. But a lot of questionable. Let's hope these guys are good to go Sunday. Now let's get into the X factors of this game. For Miami, I'm going for the first time this season with wide receiver Jalen Waddle. Even if Tyreek plays, he's banged up. He's hurt. He got his ankle rolled up on. He's going to be hurting. He'll be more decoy than Tyreek Hill. There's just no way. I mean, he is a freak. You never know. but it'd be super unlikely. Waddle has to step up and be the man. He absolutely has to. He needs to know his assignments. I saw some times where Tua was going to third, and when Tyreek was out and Jalen was in the wrong spot, and he'd go, "Oh, that's on me." It's like, no, we cannot have that. We cannot have that against this Jets secondary. You need to be where you're supposed to be. If you're not there, bad things are going to happen. You've got to do it. You need to take over this game the way he's done for us in the past. There have been games where he's gone for 160 and 2 touchdowns, like the Ravens game last year. He is a stud. All right? And more on Jalen Waddle later, but he is the offensive X factor for the Dolphins. If he comes out in balls, that's going to be good for us. Really good for us. And then for the Jets, offensive X factor, I'm going with QB, Zach Wilson. Played his, best game as a pro last week after he had been benched and demoted to third-string QB. He'll be the difference maker for them in this one. Now, was that just a juiced-up game where he's fired up and he's like, I have nothing to lose. You already benched me. What are you going to do? Bench me again? I don't care. Going out and slinging it in the second half after scoring 0 points in the first half, by the way. Or is he actually figuring something out, maybe taking a little bit of a step as a quarterback? It's hard to judge off of one game, especially when we've seen Zach Wilson for 3 seasons now. This is his 3rd season in the NFL, and it's never impressed. Never impressed. So is he figuring something out, or was it just a one-time one-off? Either way, the Jets' offense is going to completely come down to his ability to execute. Defensive X factors. I'm going on the defensive line for Miami. I'm going with Mr. Bradley Chubb. Bad game Monday from him. Missed opportunities for sacks. A missed opportunity for a sack where the Dolphins defense stepped up and made a play, and he was so mad that he didn't get the sack, he slammed his helmet down, cost the Dolphins at least 4 points because they were going to kick the field goal, and they lost by 1. So that's a huge, huge mental error on Bradley Chubb. I need him to get back. I need him to come back out and ball this weekend. He needs to ball. The Jets' offensive line is bad. Have to take advantage of that, Bradley Chubb. You're the best edge rusher on this team with Jalen Phillips out. Wilkins and Sealer are going to clog up that middle. Van Ginkel is going to get his pressures in, and so will Emmanuel Ogbah, but you're the difference maker on the defensive line now. Time to step up and play like it. And for the Jets, I'm going with the same guy I did last time, and that's defensive tackle, defensive lineman Quinnen Williams. The interior of the Dolphins' offensive line, there's no way to cut this up, is hurting. In Week 1, it was Isaiah Wynn, Connor Williams, and Robert Hunt. Right now, it is looking like it's going to be Lester Cotton, Liam Eichenberg, and someone at right guard. Robert Jones? I don't know. I don't know who. But it is significantly worse than it was day one. Quinnen Williams is somebody that can cause serious problems. And yes, if Tron Armstead plays, which is how it looks like he's trending, and Austin Jackson plays, our tackles can hold up. But the interior of that offensive line has to hold up. And Quinnen Williams is a game-wrecking defensive tackle. They have to slow him down. He is honestly going to dictate how our offense plays. If he pushes the pocket from the middle, our timing, everything on offense is going to struggle. We're going to have to, got to slow him down. Got to double him and slow him down desperately. Let's get into the 5 keys to a Miami Dolphins victory. I'm switching things up just a little bit this week. I feel like I've gotten kind of into a groove because the Dolphins were in a little bit of a groove. Time to mix things up, get into second half of the season, get into playoff mode. Number 1, improved defensive communication. Last week, you could tell, especially on those last 2 drives, people were not where they're supposed to be. You'll notice those all happened when Deshaun Elliott, starting safety, went out. We were already missing Javon Holland. Now we're missing our other starting safety, and we got 2 backups out there that are not communicating well, and we're missing our starting middle linebacker in Jerome Baker, who was also, so now we're relying on backup Duke Riley and 2 backup safeties to fill these positions, and that is tough. And hopefully Holland plays. Elliott's already ruled out, but hopefully we get Javon back there to be the leader of this defense. Communication has to be better against the Jets. You cannot let Garrett Wilson, he's more explosive than DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins absolutely kicked our ass on Monday. Cannot let that happen. You need to know your assignments. You need to communicate back there. Talk. Figure it out. Number 2, again on the defense, unleash the hounds. Fangio, why are you so steadfast that not blitzing Will Levis was the right idea? It wasn't. He had all day back there. Why are we not sending pressure? You do not need to let Zach Wilson sit back there and get nice and cozy in that pocket and start hitting guys that are open, because eventually they'll get open. You can only cover for so long. Unleash the hounds. Go get him. Bring down Zach Wilson. Sack Zach. Blitz him. Make him scared. Make him uncomfortable in the pocket, that every time he drops back, oh man, am I going to get hit from the blind side? Make him nervous. If he's nervous, he's going to get gun shy, and he's just going to start throwing it and hoping, and that's when we can force turnovers. This Jets offensive line is bottom of the barrel bad. So were the Titans, and we didn't blitz them. We didn't make it hard. Make it hard for Zach Wilson. Unleash the hounds. Number 3, I need a Mike McDaniel master class. Play calling of Mike McDaniel's really come into question, especially Monday night. The play calling within the red zone was painful. Dolphins going into that game, number 1 red zone team. Dolphins, before their last 2 touchdowns, had 3 drives in the red zone, ended in 6 points, because he refused to run the ball when we got into the red zone. Man, I don't understand this obsession with throwing the ball, and I know every time they question him on it, he's like, I thought the throw play would work. Okay, it's not always going to work. It's not always going to work, and when the running game is working the way it's working, do it. Don't get cute, man. Run the damn ball when you can. That's going to be another one soon here. But we need good play calls, okay? If we don't have Hill and we're missing offensive linemen, we need to be quick. Things have to move quickly. If we set and don't hustle and things are lethargic because we're calling these deep throws and no one's getting open, we're going to get absolutely crushed by their defense. You've got to hit them quick, and then hit them over the top. Earn single high safety with the run, and then hit them over the top with the speed that we have that can outrun them. We need a masterclass from Mike McDaniel. Show us why you're the man for the next decade or longer, hopefully. Show us why you can adapt when people are adapting to you. This happened last year where it seemed like defenses caught on. Red hot at the beginning of the year. Defenses caught on. Now it's time to adjust. We need a masterclass from you. Number 4, make them remember. They've damn near forgotten about you, 1-7. You're second fiddle to Tyreek Hill. You're just a fast wide receiver. They shouldn't have taken you at number 6. They should have stayed at 3 and taken Jamar Chase. You're definitely not a number 1 wide receiver in this league. You're a good complimentary wide receiver. That's what people are saying about you, Jalen Waddle. They have forgotten who the fuck you are. Time to step up. We need a big day for you. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Coming in close on a 3rd straight 1,000-yard season, and you're just not even being talked about as one of the better receivers in the league, which you are. We've seen it. Go be the focal point. If Tyreek is not 100%, you have to step up and be the man. Make them remember. And number 5, it doesn't change, guys. It's always this. Run the damn football, Mike. Please. Last week, what cost us that game was our inability to run the football in the red zone. Not even our inability, it was our no desire. Didn't want to do it. Why? We were running the ball so effectively. Mostert, another 2 touchdowns. He is good for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns if he gets the touches. I know Devon Achane is hurt. He didn't play against the Jets last time. Jeff Wilson did, and he did just fine. You have running backs that have juice. Use them. I do not understand this obsession with throwing the ball within the 5 to 10 yard line. Run it 3 times. I don't care. Run it. Especially when the Titans don't have a defensive tackle on the freaking field. Because they know, they're not going to run this ball. Run it. Run the ball. Against the Jets on Black Friday, we ran the ball for 167 yards on 37 carries. Do it again. Go get them. The line is hurt. How do you make it easier for offensive linemen? You let them be maulers. You let them be the buffet boys and go after these defensive linemen. Don't try and sit back and once our offensive line, especially in the middle, will get beaten by good pass rush moves. But we'd have maulers. Lester Cotton can maul. Robert Jones can maul. The new center, maybe he can maul. Liam Eichenberg can't do anything right, but maybe the new center can maul. Go run the ball. Run the ball more and more and more. We do not need to throw all over the place on these guys. Run the ball, chew up clock, and just dominate in the trenches. It is just simply not that hard. Drives me nuts. All right. Final verdict, brought to you by the law offices of Goldfine and Bowles. If you live in the Illinois area, guys, give them a call if you need any sort of legal advice. They're smart, they're easy to reach, and they're damn good at their jobs. Reach out to them. Phone number is always at the beginning of our videos. Give them a call. Look them up online. They're fantastic. Seriously. All right. All week, I've had to hear about how the Dolphins they're break dancers. They're not fighters. You step to them, and they're going to be like, all right, what's up, instead of putting up the fists. They're break dancers. They can't beat physical teams. They're not true contenders. The Bills are going to catch them and take this division and win this division. Here come the Bills. The Dolphins are going to have to blow it up. McDaniel doesn't know what he's doing. Vic is struggling. Everything, the whole ceiling is collapsing in. At least that's what they want you to think. Yeah, it hurt on Monday. And like I said, I haven't stopped thinking about that football game. That sucked. But it's time to move on. It's time to bury that film and move on because it's Jets week. It is time to take care of business against a team that I dislike almost most of the NFL. I think I dislike the Bills a little bit more than I dislike the Jets at this moment in time. But I really hate the freaking Jets. We need to win this game. They're riding high, and we are in the damn dumps. Time to step up and prove yourselves on Sunday, Miami. You are the better team. You're the more talented team. You are the better coach team, and it is time to prove that. Your whole season, everything you worked for this entire offseason is hanging in the balance. It is. You lose this game to the Jets, and your next 3 are against the Dallas, then Baltimore, and then Buffalo. Oh, you need this one. We need this game, guys, desperately. Lose and the critics just get louder. Win, and you hold the keys to the AFC East. And you're still right there for the number 1 seed. If the Ravens falter this week against Jacksonville, they go to San Francisco next. That's a tough one, and then they have us. That game could be for the 1 seed in the entire AFC if we handle business on Sunday. This Dolphins, as a Dolphins fan for my entire life, this is a game that Dolphins of last year, Dolphins of yesterday, would lose because they would crumble underneath this pressure. They would completely fold. That is not this team, you guys. It's not this team. This team is different. They have leaders at every single level of the field. They have vets mixed with young talent. This is time to go. And when the Miami Dolphins walk off that football field Sunday after a complete victory over the New York Jets, don't you dare jump back on our bandwagon. Stay the hell away from us. Let us do our damn job and get this win. It's Miami Dolphins 28. It's New York Jets 17. Fins up, bitches. I'll see you all in the recap.